Hey everybody, welcome to Hear Us Out. I'm Patrick.
And I'm Paul.
And we're going to talk about whether or not Marvel did the right thing or the wrong thing with this very innovative, but slightly irritating in some ways, teaser release a year ahead of time for Marvel's Doomsday. Everybody knows what we're talking about.
Yeah.
You'll have seen the thumbnail. So, yeah, Paul, let's get the basics out on the table for everybody real quick. Anybody that doesn't know about this, we're recording at a point where... Oh my God, this is going to get complicated. There are a projected 5 trailers. Originally, there was a projected 3. They're teasers, technically. 3 teasers, then it went to 4, now it's gone to 5. What we have are these things arriving in cinemas with Avatar once a week. So, first week of Avatar, first teaser. Second week of Avatar, second teaser. We're currently in the third week of Avatar, so the third teaser's out there. So, the fourth teaser will be out just after this video, then the fifth, supposedly the week after, if the fifth exists. Now, we thought, Paul, quite rightly when we talked about this way back in December, way back in 2025, we thought that when they would release the trailer along with Avatar, they would wait 6 hours and then release it on their own YouTube channel. They didn't do that.
Yeah, like we thought that, at max there might be a 12-hour overlay kind of thing where it's like, at max kind of thing, but... Man, were we wrong with that one? Because we thought there's no point. There's no point in kind of unless you're specifically trying to get people into the Avatar like screenings.
Yeah,
that there's no point because you're just going to have a bunch of people with grainy video of the trailers releasing us, and that's not the best way quality.
However, we should tell everybody they are releasing them. They're just the first one comes out. With Avatar, and you can see it in the cinema. Then, and I keep looking into the distance to try and get this in my head straight. Just before the following trailer was released in cinemas, they released the previous week's one on their YouTube channel. So basically, it's in the cinema, and then there's an almost week delay before it shows up on the Marvel YouTube channel. Now, I hate watching potato cam rip-offs of things. And I'm not going to go and see Avatar 5 times. I haven't even seen it once, and I'm not planning on going to see it 5 times. So I'm not going to go and see each one of these. So I'm a week behind. Like you, Paul, I've seen the 2 that have been released to their YouTube channel, which is spoiler warning for anybody who's trying to avoid all teasers. Basically, the first one was Captain America is going to be back. Also, Captain America has a kid. That's the important stuff from it.
Yeah.
Second one is the Thor one. Really, we know Thor is going to be back. Did you get anything specific from it other than the fact that we know the kid from Love and Thunder is going to be part of it all?
Like I think that's really kind of it. There's a lot of I would need to kind of maybe dissect some more of the praying, or like kind of thing. But it seems more just directed towards getting back to Thunder. I think it is or Love. I can't remember.
Love. He's Thunder. She's Love. Yeah. Yeah.
But
weird.
I saw the Captain America one in the cinema because I did go to see Avatar. So, cool. But we both got that spoiled way beforehand anyway, and I can tell you that it was a huge big letdown.
Well, here's the thing,
anyone
Paul.
who hadn't seen it, even.
Here's the thing, because I don't want anybody clicking off our video, and I want to tell you, we're going to talk about this in a way that you should expect. Sorry, I just got to fix something over here. There we go. Importantly, I don't want to watch potato cam footage, but... Yeah. I have, because I've seen the trailers when they've been officially released, I've gone back and looked at some of the leaks. Paul, all the leaks are very, very similar so far. Very similar. And I asked somebody else. I was like, do these leaks look like they were all filmed the same day practically, with the same cam setup, with the same everything, to the same level of bad quality but good enough quality that you're still watching them? I'm giving you a conspiracy here, Paul. I don't think that it's beyond the realms of reasonable that Marvel are actually releasing these things through leakers. And when I say through leakers, I don't think they're doing it through leakers because they won't do it through their own. The conversation online has been massive around each one of these.
Yeah.
Like, it has definitely worked in one way. People are talking about it. Like,
yes.
Look at us. We're talking about it. And it's kept them relevant for, the best part of a month, and it will keep them relevant for the best part of another month. And when they do finally stop dropping teasers, they're going to be building up to their Super Bowl actual trailer. So, Paul, I think all of this has been thought out and planned. I don't think, Marvel are doing their takedowns of the leaks. But I don't know, man. It feels like this is all strategic.
So I will say from that kind of point of view, either yeah, it's a great campaign, and they are releasing them themselves and then pretending to take them down and stuff like that. Um, or they're so like yeah, that'll be an interesting marketing plan, and like it'll be cool, but it does also mean that like the first impact of everybody's is a grainy, although better
Yeah.
than usual, grainy kind of like quality kind of video. Um, and that's for the people who actually care enough to actually seek these things out. The other way is that to let it just happen.
Mm.
That's the other way of doing it, is to let that kind of stuff happen and let that build up, and
Yeah.
then you can kind of deny it.
Well,
And
putting my
then
conspiracy theory aside, so let's say they are letting it happen. Like this has worked for them, Paul, because it's put more money in Avatar than there would have been in Avatar. I'm not saying Avatar would have flopped. Avatar would have made money, and it's making money, and etc. 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 But there's a small percentage, be it 0.5%, be it 10%. I don't care. It's not hurting Avatar. It's helping. It leaking and them waiting that week to do their own release hasn't hurt them that much, because there's people like me and you that want to see them in full quality. We're ignoring them until they come out. So that's us satisfied.
mm,
And then there's the people in between that are just like, fuck yeah, I'll watch the potato cam footage. Um,
yeah, because they're dissecting every single piece and getting their advance. Yeah,
yeah, and then there's people like me avoiding the trailer but still getting the breakdowns from the other channels that are watching the potato cam and do like, would you say, let's just call it, did Marvel make a mistake doing this? Or has it been a success, do you think, so far?
yes and no.
Okay.
So I think that the Handycam stuff releasing has not harmed them. The way that they're releasing it, in the sense of like uh trying to be very strategic with the releasing and stuff, isn't hurting them. I think that releasing them specifically within the Avatar movie isn't hurting Avatar at all.
Well, it's helping for
Uh,
sure. Yeah.
I think the overall my I think where I'm having a problem is, I think the overall campaign, the overall strategy of going, you're not going to get to see these unless you go to the cinema. I'm like, I'm sorry, like that's like
You
and
can have them a week
being
later.
and being yeah, but it's still not like we were still like
I'm with you. I'm with
six
you.
12 hours, like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
whole
Well,
the
I even
camp.
at one point said they could push it all the way to the Monday. There was me being like at the worst, they could
Yeah,
push it to
yeah,
the Monday.
kind of thing. But from my overall, this I don't like this trend, to be honest with you. I don't like the trend of like forcing people into. I like
Yeah.
this trend of forcing people into the cinema. Don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
but trying to target a specific movie, all it's done is made me go, "What's wrong with Avatar?"
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
well, there is that. And I did say that I thought they were going to do it for the first one because Avatar historically doesn't start strong and then builds.
mm,
So I thought they were going to try and get a decent, get a little bump to their opening night.
yeah,
And it would, that would have been the one that I would have thought would have got the biggest bump, and it probably still has from all of this. But Paul, to your point, like I think you used yourself well there. I'd like to say I'm fine with this campaign, and I think it's worked for them. But I want to add one thing. Like, it's annoyed me in multiple ways. It's not the way I'd like them to be doing it. But you know what? They're trying something different. Here's the thing I would say: never, ever do this again. This
yeah,
is a one and done. Nobody in their right mind should ever, if people see this as a success, don't try this shit again. We're going to have 6 teasers, 12 teasers, 3 teasers. We're going to be layering them out before one of our other properties. We're going to release them on a delay. This is fine for Doomsday. This is like, it's like Chair Watch. When they did their teaser with all the director's chairs, you
yeah,
can do that shit once.
yeah.
If they try this for Spider-Man, or in a few years for Secret Wars or whatever it might be, oh no, then I'll be like, no, go F yourselves.
So here's my difference. So I agree that this specific way of doing this campaign can never be done again.
Yeah.
Don't do it. It's really annoying.
Yeah.
you releasing a cinema exclusive trailer
Oh,
that
that's
we
fine.
do not get to see in like on the YouTube channel. We get to see another version of it.
Yeah, but that's been done before. And
That's what I say.
yeah, yeah.
Revamping that kind of thing and not having it stapled to a certain movie, I would be perfectly fine with this that campaign moving forward.
But the thing is, and I don't think Chris Nolan will be bothered. But Paul, I didn't even realize. I heard about it after the fact that the IMAX version of Avatar, some of those also had a preview of a few minutes of Odyssey.
But
So, and that was limited to IMAX only screens. And it was, so there's a limited release and it's not released online, etc. So, simultaneously, while this has been going on, there's another one that's got completely overshadowed that was happening that most people have not even realized. So, there was actually exclusive Odyssey footage released in IMAX theaters.
that's interesting. So I went to IMAX. I went to the
Yeah.
Avatar thing. The Odyssey is the Odyssey trailer that they showed in our IMAX was the exact
The
same
trailer
trailer that we saw, and we saw it on release day.
Apparently, and again, this could be regionally. I didn't look into all the details.
Yeah. No, I'm not.
But-
I'm not going like.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not discounting this whole thing. Obviously, it could be.
No,
Regional.
but that's the thing. So, that's been done before. Again, I'm talking about the specific slow drip. This actual move, the thing that makes this move so unique. I'm like, yeah, they can never do it again. Don't dig here again. Although, Paul, because I don't want this video to run too long, and I know you don't want either, but I do need to ask you some things. If the next trailer is, and I'm gonna spoil what people are saying the next trailers are going to be. The one that's out right now that I haven't seen is the one with, is it the Wakandans or is that number 4? What was number 3
So
again?
the X-Men one.
X-Men one, yeah.
That's
So
meant to be the third one. Now.
Cyclops, if you go see Avatar now, you can see Cyclops in full comics accurate blue and yellow. Great. Then there's going to be some Wakanda and Fantastic Four and a bit of Namor. Then the rumor for the 5th is going to be maybe some Avenger style stuff. You might get your Sam Wilson, you might get some Thunderbolts, you might get all sorts of stuff. But what you'll get is probably a closer with your first look at actual Doom. So good old Dr. Doom himself. And that will be then the small break before the Super Bowl and the big trailer.
Yeah.
I've noticed a trend in Marvel that I hadn't noticed while it happened, but the teasers made me think of it. Paul, first teaser, Captain America's back. Patrick's happy.
Mm-hmm.
He's holding a kid. I don't mind that. Happy for him. That's all good. Second teaser, Thor is talking away to, Odin, give me all the power in the universe, not to fight, but for my adopted kid, love. Gore the God Butcher's kid. Do you remember the end of She-Hulk? When Hulk showed up with his son?
Yeah.
I am now trying to work out which Avengers that are still living do not have kids. That I'm basing on the Fantastic Four going like full on into, the baby is the reason Galactus showed up.
Yeah.
A lot of people are saying it might even be the reason that Doom is looking. He wants Franklin Richards' ability. So could we be entering what I've often feared? Instead of doing a handover through the multiverse of different characters, are they going to try and hand off to juniors? Are they going to try and say we're passing batons here and there? The son of Steve Rogers will return in 15 years from now, or be your Captain America in 5 years after Sam Wilson gives it up.
I get your point in the kind of like weirdly kind of like generational kind of thing.
Yeah.
From the comics point of view, there's a lot of interesting storylines to do with the kids.
Yeah.
But it's I don't know with the movie franchise. I don't know. It could be a thought of kind of going like, oh yeah, we'll move the baton where it's like we have a time skip kind of thing where like phase 7 is actually like, 15 years into the future kind of thing. And yeah, like Franklin is now a, part of the Fantastic Four, that kind of thing.
Look, I'm not against kids, folks,
know.
but after watching a few teasers, I'm like, is anybody else noticing this all of a sudden?
Yeah, it's a
weird.
possibility. Like, I wouldn't put it past them.
Anyway, so overall, Paul, are you positive or negative just on your feeling? Because I think this has worked for them. I don't think it's worked for me as much. I probably would have just preferred them to drop a teaser, drop a trailer, and if they're going to drop all these teasers, just drop them on their YouTube channel, in some sort of fanfare way, do live events or whatever.
Yeah, my from a feeling from a fan point of view, I'm like, nah, I don't like this. From a business standpoint, yeah, it worked.
Well done. Who'd have thought Disney knows how to make money? Christ, it seems so obvious when you say it out loud. So good job, Marvel Disney, in the printing cash business. So far, you still have my interest on Doomsday. But
Well, would they have that anyway?
exactly. Thank you. Oh, I love. Let's end on that. That's perfect. With that brilliant point well made, I've been Patrick.
I've been Paul.
And we've been Heroes Out. And we'll see you next time.
See you later.